Panda anthem.
Ian, what's up?
Red Panda anthem.
Red Panda, what's good?
Red Panda anthem.
Your boy.
Going up.
Game over, ladies and gentlemen. So when Ian refers to the top 5 companies, I'm just going to say that the top 10 companies market cap. This is the market cap. This is the size of the companies. Saudi Aramco is the largest company in the world.
Number one.
Number one company in the world. Apple is number 2.
Yep.
Microsoft is number 3. Google, Alphabet is number 4. Amazon is number 5. Tesla is number 6. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company, is number 7. Meta, better known as Facebook, is number 8. TSM, this is the company that we've been talking about, Taiwan Semiconductor, is number 9. And Johnson & Johnson is number 10. Is number 10.
Yep.
So,
everybody put in chat what does Saudi Aramco specialize in?
Okay.
That will tell you why.
There we go. Earn his own point. Shout out to all y'all. I see y'all.
yes. There you have it with the top 10 companies in the world. And what do you also notice about that list?
A lot of American companies.
That's one thing. That is one thing. That is one thing. Yes, mostly tech.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Ian. You get the star. You get a star.
Hey.
No stars. No stars. We stopped doing that in school. I'm joking.
7 of the 10 companies are tech companies. So to say that tech is over, I think is grossly exaggerated. But to say that it's overinflated is a different story. And every tech company is not the same. Just because you're a tech company does not make it, a 10 times X valuation and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing happened with .com. When .com bubble burst, it didn't mean that every single, website was devalued. It just means that, there was a lot of websites that just wasn't worth anything. Same thing with crypto.
Mm-hmm.
History repeats itself.
Yeah.
It didn't, when crypto crashed a few years ago, it didn't mean that crypto was done. It just meant that a lot of those coins and a lot of those projects, and now we're seeing it with NFTs. The NFT market is down 90%. That doesn't necessarily mean that the ideas of NFTs is never going to be here, and the idea of it is a bad idea. It just means that a lot of NFT projects aren't good.
Okay.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, most have no value.
Most everything has no value.
But that's the key. Like that's the key.
But that's a fact.
Hold on,
Mostly,
that's a great take though. Even publicly traded companies, I would agree.
Yeah, it's a fact. Fact of life.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is that even in these times, like, and I know it's like one of the bullet points was like, what should we be thinking about in this climate if we're trying to create a business? Add value. You got to figure out what the value is. Like, how can you change life? So a lot of companies are created in economic downturn, right? Like if you go back to the history, like I literally went back and read like the top 20 companies that were created during recession. Those companies that Disney, Microsoft, even most recently, Uber, Slack, Airbnb, Venmo, all these companies were created because of a value add, right? So like if you look at the history of Uber, right? The founders, they couldn't get a taxi in Paris, France. Sparked an idea that can add value to everyone's daily life. Same thing with Airbnb, right? 2008 happened. People couldn't afford to go to hotel accommodations. People trying to find sources of revenue. Airbnb idea gets sparked. So somebody's going to create, the new company is coming, right? Because somebody's going to think of a value add that can change the lives of people. Even Venmo and site like telecommunications. I was looking at one that was like MailChimp. I'm like, MailChimp. I remember that from the .com. I'm like, MailChimp. But they changed the business model in 2009, right? Rather than saying from an everyday person, let's get corporate accounts with large email services. And that could be a new business model. So when you can add value or find a value add that change people's lives, definitely in these times, in the long run, you got a chance to be successful.
Yeah. The origin of Red Panda was birthed out of a recession. And for my entrepreneurs, man, I know I shouldn't say it, but man, go 100 times harder. Some of you legit, like the brother I talked to in Dallas, venture space, man, 3-4 years, he should be worth 30-40 million easily. Some of you, and I told my brother the same thing last night. Troy, it's funny you said it. Most of the great companies are birthed out of a recession because now it's a changing of the guard. I know some of you are worried about the Great Reset, but it comes down to what problem can I solve that no one else on the world can solve that is needed right now. So when 2020 came, like, it's not coincidence that we launched Market Mondays in the last quick recession. Nobody would have wanted it in 2019. For those of you who've been a Red Panda when everything was good, 2015, 2016, oh, I don't need it. I'm good. And then shit hit the fan, and now it's like, yeah, now I need some help. For those of you that have businesses, go harder. And there's going to be a contraction even in people marketing. I would eat up all the ad space that you could if you know what your numbers are to break out. Because once it's over, you're going to have trust. The people who were afraid to buy or didn't have the money to buy will now come in your ecosystem. And now you're going to be able to pass up a lot of competition. Let's be real. Do you guys hear from me, Market Mondays, Troy and Rashad, more, or do you hear from your broker, 401k manager, financial advisor more?
Not even close.
As much as y'all love Kathy, I love her dearly. A lot of y'all are never going to get a chance to meet Kathy.
Not even close. And
not gonna happen.
One thing before we go to the next question is the bad thing about recessions and economic downturns is that a lot of businesses will fail. Mm-hmm. The good thing about it is that the businesses that do succeed, you automatically become an authority in the space because you survived the worst times. And it's unfortunate to say, but I mean, you have less competition. So Absolutely. Now you automatically become an authority, even if by default you become an authority in the space, and people need your services even more. Mm-hmm. So from a business owner standpoint, a recession can even make or break you. But we've always done better during economic downturns. Even now, there's 9,100 people on the live because, and shout out to everybody on YouTube, hit the like button, but people are more receptive to information when times are bad. It's a weird thing with psychology, but when times are bad, you realize that education is the only thing that can save you. Mm-hmm. But we was doing this before. Even when times are good, you kind of get spoiled. We still have a loyal support. But when times are bad, now you realize that the information that they taught you in college is not going to help you. Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10. And this is coming from somebody that has a college degree. But I have a liberal arts degree from a state college. If I had to rely on that to provide for me, I'd be in trouble.
I got you, bro.
And the truth is, even with school, the only requirement that school is supposed to do is to give you an education and a degree. It didn't say anything about making you rich or even giving you a competitive advantage. School in itself, Dom, stop me if I go too far. School itself is a product of banks in its current form. When you can't discharge the debt from your educational loans, who does that benefit? If there was a way that I can lobby to make every person on earth have to join Red Panda, you think I'm gonna turn that down? Man, take me to Pelosi right now. So you think her husband good? Boy, me and Pelosi get together, we really pump the market up. Everyone is going to look for their own advantage. So now you have housing, which the American dream was sold to us, but it was a dream really for the corporations that owned the product. Going back to fiend culture. Now you have education. Now you have death. So now I got you at the most important part of your life. Now, if we factor in child support and marriage, now I have you at the 5 cornerstones of your life. And now I have you hooked to my product endlessly. This is how the elite think. So when you're picking companies, you have to decide no matter what happens, up, down, sideways, flat, geopolitical, none of that matters. If you pick a good company, Jordan, and that's why we'll go Jordan LeBron. Man, tight condition, 2-3, boxing 1, zone, Jordan getting a title. Some of you, I know, Kyrie told me not to pick on him no more, but Tony Kukoc ain't getting you a title. Peloton is Tony Kukoc. Had a good season or 2. Not Michael, though. It is what it is, Tony. I love you dearly. You're way better hooping than I, so I don't even have the right to speak of you in such an ill fashion. Right?
Hey, can they beat Judd Bushler?
Hope is not an investment. I want to go to this next question, but let me just say this: hope is not an investment strategy.
No.
And if you ever watched the movie Heat, one of the key takeaways that Al Pacino had told Robert De Niro, or maybe vice versa, is that you have to be prepared to leave anything in 60 seconds. And too many people are emotionally attached to investments. We're not in investments because we love the companies. We're not founders of any of these companies. You should have no emotional attachments to investments. So even when you saw at the end of the year, last year, when a record amount of CEOs were selling their stocks, sometimes you have to just read the tea leaves.
Yeah,
and
signals.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
I told you. I sold
the Armor CEO just left.
Time to go.
Yeah.
I sold a
Can
lot of.
you said again about not falling in love? Like even for those crypto options, you never you guys don't own enough. Like you never hear me be like, yo, don't y'all say nothing about the futures market. I don't own enough of it for me to go to war for it like that. And I'll tell every financial content creator, hey, don't attack an asset class. Learn from me. But even with that, you don't own enough shares to even get upset over it. They don't care about you as much as some of y'all may love ARK or a Palantir. Even for those of you that are shareholders, they never even contact you.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's like crypto too. A lot of people are emotionally attached to these cryptocurrency coins.
To the moon.
These are investments are made to make
some
money.
of y'all went to Miami and went to the conference. They wouldn't even talk to y'all.
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Ian, what's up?
This that Red Panda Anthem.
Red Panda, what's
This
good?
that Red Panda Anthem. Whole shit going up. I know they can't stand it.